Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be Acts chapter 17. Let's get started now. Acts chapter 17 provides a detailed account of Paul's missionary journey to Thessalonica and Berea, where he preaches the gospel to both Jews and Gentiles, and the response he receives from the people in each city. This chapter is significant in demonstrating the importance of contextualizing the gospel message for different audiences and the impact that can have on its reception. The chapter begins with Paul and his companions arriving in Thessalonica, a large and influential city with a significant Jewish population. As was his custom, Paul went to the synagogue to reason with the Jews and proclaim Jesus as the Messiah. Paul's message was well received by many of the Jews and a large number of Gentiles who were drawn to Judaism. However, the success of his message caused jealousy among the Jewish leaders who opposed him and sought to stir up trouble in the city. Despite the opposition, Paul and his companions remained in Thessalonica for several weeks, preaching the gospel and establishing a new community of believers. However, when the situation became too dangerous, they were forced to flee to the nearby city of Berea. In Berea, Paul and his companions continued to preach the gospel in the synagogue. Unlike in Thessalonica, the Bereans received Paul's message with an open mind and searched the scriptures daily to verify its truth. As a result, many Jews and Gentiles believed in Jesus and joined the new community of believers. By doing so, Paul demonstrated the importance of understanding the context in which we share the gospel and communicating it in a way that is relevant and meaningful to the people we are speaking to. Another teaching application of Acts 17 is the importance of perseverance in the face of opposition and resistance. Despite the opposition he faced in Thessalonica and Berea, Paul remained committed to his mission of spreading the gospel and continued to preach and teach wherever he went. Finally, Acts 17 also highlights the impact that the gospel can have on people's lives, even in the face of opposition and persecution. Through Paul's ministry in Thessalonica, Berea, and Athens, many people came to believe in Jesus and were transformed by the power of the gospel. In conclusion, Acts chapter 17 teaches us the importance of contextualizing the gospel message for different cultures and audiences. Paul's approach in Athens shows us that we need to understand the worldview of the people we are trying to reach in order to effectively communicate the truth of the gospel to them. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care. However, the success in Berea was short-lived as the Jews from Thessalonica learned of Paul's presence in the city and came to stir up trouble once again. Fearing for his safety, Paul was forced to leave Berea and travel to Athens. In Athens, Paul encountered a city full of idols and worshippers of various gods. He was greatly distressed by what he saw and began to reason with the people in the synagogues and marketplaces. It was in Athens that Paul gave his famous speech on the unknown God, using the culture and beliefs of the Athenians to contextualize the gospel message and explain who the true God is. Despite some initial interest, Paul's message was met with mixed reactions in Athens, with some mocking him and others wanting to hear more. Nevertheless, Paul's ministry in Athens established a foothold for the gospel in the city. The teaching application of Acts 17 centers on the importance of contextualizing the gospel message for different audiences. In Thessalonica, Paul addressed the Jews and God-fearers in a way that made sense to them, drawing on their shared understanding of the Hebrew Scriptures to proclaim Jesus as the Messiah. However, when he spoke to the Bereans, he used a different approach, appealing to their desire for knowledge and encouraging them to verify the truth of his message for themselves. In Athens, Paul again adapted his message to the audience, using the culture and beliefs of the Athenians to contextualize the gospel and explain who the true God is.